What's up, y'all? It's Tommy here with Everyday Finance, back with another video. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about how my experience has been so far using Divvy. So for those of you guys who have been with me for a while, you know that I recently, or not recently, probably a couple months ago, shot a video regarding the Divvy credit card or corporate card, and how I was signing up for it and telling you guys a little bit about it. So here I'm just going to kind of recap a few of the things I mentioned and tell you guys how my experience has been so far. So if you are running a business or you plan on starting a business, then this is a video you might not want to miss. Now, first off, what is Divvy? I think probably the simplest way to explain Divvy is it's a corporate card that's merged together with an expense management platform. Okay, so the corporate card kind of offers you a way to be able to get access to credit with no personal guarantee, and that they're not even going to run your social to be able to give you or to be able to do the underwriting and get you the credit limit. Now, this is a fintech company, so they're kind of doing what I'm sure you've seen at this point a lot of the fintech companies do, whereas they're looking deeper into your banking history and your actual finances to decide whether to give you the credit or not. Now, I have heard of limits as high as $400,000 for this card, though, again, it all is going to depend on your cash flow. So if you're making or bringing in $10,000 a month, right, and you're spending $5,000 a month on expenses and things like that, then more than likely you're not going to get a credit limit of $400,000, right? But you can still get a pretty decent credit limit even in that position. Now, in terms of how Divvy has been performing for me so far, I've pretty much at this point moved majority of my expenses over to different Divvy cards, and I'll explain that here in a minute. The only expenses I don't really do through Divvy is expenses that aren't reoccurring, right? Like if I have to pay for something one time, I have different credit cards that I leverage to be able to do that. But the majority of the expenses that I have are going to be running through that card. So currently I have now roughly about 11 different corporate cards on their platform. Okay, that was one of the huge benefits for me that really sold me on Divvy, was that what I can do is I can actually create different corporate cards, and I can create virtual cards, right? So there's two different routes that you can go with this. Is if you have employees, you can actually have physical cards sent to you for each individual employee that you want to have a card. But the other option is you can also create virtual cards, and you can actually like generate them pretty much immediately. So that's the route I took. Is I generated about 11 different corporate cards through their platform, and each of these cards, it's like a regular credit card, right? It has its own credit card number, security code, expiration date, all that stuff. And what you can do is you can set budgets for each of these cards. So what I did is, for example, let's say that I have email software that I use. I can literally create a virtual card and use that card to pay off my email service every month, right? And the thing is, that card, all that card does is focus, or all that card is used for is for that email service. And what I do is I set a budget on it of, let's say I have an email service and I have to pay $100 a month. With that card, I can set it to maybe a little higher. I might set it to like $110, $120, right? But I know now that if that company ever tries to charge more than $120, then it's going to get declined, right? And Divvy's going to let me know that there's a payment that was rejected that a software tried to put through, right? Or a company try to put through. And I think that's really the big benefit of it is. And the way it was really sold on me is, you kind of have to, you want to be careful, because if a company ever goes rogue or decides to overcharge you for something, and let's say that you have one credit card that you use for all your expenses. Imagine if a company, let's say that you had a credit card with a $10,000 limit, and all your expenses every month were just about, let's say, $6,000. If a company came in and decided to charge you $10,000, they would have maxed out your card, and now all of a sudden, all these other expenses that you have aren't going to be able to go through, right? So it can kind of be an issue like that where it can really cause a lot of cash flow issues. So that's why I think this is really beneficial where you're able to segregate that way. Now, this has really helped me with managing my budgets and just kind of starting to look deeper into my expenses, because now I can kind of see where all the money's going, right? So it's a lot clearer when I have all these different cards and set up in different budgets or in different budgets. I look at them in kind of like buckets, right? Different buckets where all these monies are, all the money's going, or my expenses are. And I can kind of see where I think it's a little too high and maybe start looking for alternatives in those situations. Now, the great benefit of this app, this platform, Divvy, is that I'm going to be able to just use this to kind of scale up with me, right? Eventually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start issuing out cards to even, outsource help that I'm using, so contract work. I can give them a card and just set a budget on it and know that, they're going to be able to use that card for whatever expenses they have to run through. As well as employees, I can, give them a card and then have them have a budget set, so I don't have to worry about any one of them just blowing through the entire budget on the account. So the great benefit of it is I've already laid the groundwork by setting up all these different buckets of expenses or all these different budgets. And now as my company continues to scale, the platform is already set up to kind of grow with me, right? And I think that's where the big benefit of it comes in. Again, this platform is completely free. That's kind of what drew me to actually trying it out, and it's been pretty good ever since. Really, the only issue I've had so far has been the integration with QuickBooks. I've started using QuickBooks to kind of manage my expenses and everything, and it hasn't integrated as smoothly as I wanted to. It might be a situation where the way I'm using it, just I'm not maybe setting it up correctly, but I'm gonna have my bookkeeper look into it and kind of make sure that everything's set up correctly. But so far, that's something that I see that they could do better on or make the integration a lot smoother. But other than that, I mean, this platform's been doing great for me. I log in from time to time, just kind of see what the expenses are looking at. And every month, again, it's a corporate card, right? So they charge, depending on what you set up. I think the options were weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. I have the monthly option. So at the end of the month, they charge whatever's left, whatever expenses that I've run through the cards is charged to my bank account, and then the limits reset the following month, right? So to me, that's a great method for me to use it. It helps make everything a lot smoother for me. I just want to make sure that it's smooth even all the way through my QuickBooks. That way, that's where I can kind of be able to see, get a full picture of what's going on with my finances on my business, okay? But again, I still think that Divvy's a great option. If you haven't gotten a hold of Divvy yet, check it out. The link's gonna be down in the description. These are guys that I partnered with. I had shot a previous video. They sponsored a video of mine, and that's what made me want to look deeper into it. And it's been great ever since, right? So definitely check it out. Let me know what you think. If you already are using the Divvy card, let me know down in the comments how your experience has been with it so far. I'd love to hear. And that's going to be the gist of it for this video, guys. Be sure to also check out my other credit building videos if you're looking to build your business credit or just build a business in general. Also, throw a like on this video if you found this information valuable, and make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss any of my future business credit videos, okay? So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I will see you at the next one. Peace.